everyone, this is Brother Auty Howard with Fire and the Spirit Prophetic Ministries, coming at you today with another video, and we are going to be talking about Hell Part 4 and what the Lord had showed me through an angel. As you can see here, there's a Buddhist temple there, and then as you can see on this next screen there, we've even got the gold. Now this is actually how it looked with what you're seeing here when the angel of the Lord took me and stood me into this place of hell. And I seen all of this gold, and I seen this temple that looked just like this. And I seen people going in, and then you seen all of these idols. Now this picture here is a really, really good picture to show you, that when the people, and I was standing on the outside of the temple, but this was the thing, I was able to still see the inside. I don't know how to explain that to you, other than in the spirit, when the Lord wants you to see something, He can show you whatever He wants to show you. So if He wants to give you x-ray vision or whatever you want to call it, because I don't know what you call it in the spirit world, but I just know He can do that. So like I said, you can see all of these idols, and and these idols were inside and outside of this temples. And the thing was, I was standing there with the angel of the Lord on the outside and watching these people. And I mean, folks, they were flocking in from everywhere into these temples. It wasn't, and this is the thing, it wasn't only all about the Buddhist temple, but however the Lord used that one particular one to be able to do this video. And as we were watching, me and the angel, he was showing me, what was going on. I was like, at first, why have I been transported to this place? And then he started pointing, and he would show me different things. And then I looked up and I seen these demonic spirits. And folks, let me tell you, it was just as scary as what you see here on the screen, but much more scary. Because trust me, hell is, there is just nothing about hell I ever want to remember. But what I have in my memory, what's burned there, what's been left there, whatever you want to call it, it's for His glory. And it's for you to get a hold of so that you can walk forward and have the knowledge, the understanding, and the wisdom of what to do and what not to do. These demons, as these people were going into the temples, started riding on these people, the humans' backs. And folks, I'm telling you, it was no good thing. I went to Mexico, and to Chiapas, Mexico one time, and my family was traveling. It was a pretty good little distance. I think it was like a 4-hour trip from where we were. And they wanted me to go visit this Montezuma, and it's like this Aztec temple. And I told him, I said, I won't do it. I said, I'm a man of God. I said, and I don't believe in going to those places. And so I didn't. But when they came home, every single one of them, forgive me, and you're just going to hear it, but every one of them had diarrhea. And I was like, what's going on here? They asked me to pray for them. Well, come to find out, it was a curse that was upon the temple called Montezuma's Revenge. Folks, people don't understand. They don't understand. They don't get understanding, period. What you're doing when you enter into these temples, when you enter into these places, even nightclubs, you can consider it the same. These are places where demons are inhabited. But in hell, they have an exact replication set up, and they send them out from there, and they get the people on the earth. Now, one thing is that people don't understand is that you go into these places, these demons get on your back, and they start riding you home. Guess what? Curse on your finances, in your giving, in your receiving. Oh, yeah. I've seen this over and over and over again. Listen, how do I understand so much? Is because God's taken me there. God's shown me these things. But not only that, I do the courts of heaven's cases with people. I help people get set free. I work as a coach, a life coach. And the prophetic will come in as I'm coaching and ministering to these people, counseling them basically. And what God will do, He'll start showing me what these people's gotten into. And it'd be just like this. It'd be like these people going into places like these temples, or going here or going there. And the next thing you know, guess what? You got a curse on your finances. And when you give, nothing comes back. It's just not a good thing. And people, I don't know about you, but I don't want to have to deal with that kind of a mess. You know, your finances is what keeps you going. There's people I know that lives from paycheck to paycheck, and it's like they got a hole in their pocket. Within the first day or two of their paycheck, it's gone. And they can give you all kinds of excuses, but the truth is, it's what they've been in covenant with. Bankruptcy, it's another one. Me and my sister, my youngest sister, when we were younger, but in our teens, she painted our basement black down in Kentucky. And me and her started chanting some stuff that she found in this book. We didn't know, folks, honestly. We just thought, this stuff is innocent or whatever, no big deal. We thought it was a game. I want you to know, the next thing I know is that we had bankruptcy on the house that we did this in, and it was all within months of doing this. We had our finances cursed. You see, we didn't realize that we had opened up a literal door to hell. And right after we did this, another thing came: divorce and separation of the whole family. Now, of course, me and my siblings, we weren't old enough to be married at that point. But we were, in our teens, and, up to I think like 14, 15, something like that. But my mother and father got a divorce. But the whole family separated and went different ways. You see, opening up these portals, trust me, when I was there in hell and I seen these things, you get to see the full function and the full operation of what these demons are doing. And another thing that came was violence in our home. Domestic violence was horrible. My father, many of you have read the stories, but my father, now this he's always been this way, but it was much worse when we did this craziness. And he started pulling guns out and shooting them, and he just went crazy. Well, what we did was we summoned up demons and didn't know it into the home by chanting these things out of these witchcraft books. And down in that basement that my sister had painted. And the next thing I know, it was all over with, guys. It was all over with. You see, these places we were talking about in the beginning, when we went there into these places in hell, we were able to see all of the idols. We were able to see all of their altars. We were able to see the demons connected to all of them. And trust me, folks. Trust me when I say to you. You see, most of you with your physical eyes aren't going to see what I see with my spiritual eyes when I went down into the pit of hell there. Satan has everything set up there, and he has a duplicate of that very thing. Because what he does is he gets someone upon the earthly realm to come in covenant with what he wants. And what he'll do is he'll have them to duplicate and build whatever type of idols, whatever type of altars, and whatever type of sacrifices that these people are supposed to be doing for Satan up on this earthly realm. But see, then they have a replicate of it down in hell. And the thing is, you can go down in there into the pit with God's guidance by his Spirit, of course. It's not something I asked for. I want you to get that. It's not something I asked for. It's something that the Lord wanted me to see so I could tell you these things today. Okay? See, I can see these places here up on the earthly realm. It's like at Montezuma's temple, and there's places like in India, and then there was this Buddhist temples. It goes on and on. I can see these things with my physical eyes here, but I cannot see the function, the actual real functioning of what's really going on until the Lord opens up your eyes. Remember when Elijah, the Lord asked, Elijah told his servant, he told the Lord, he said, Lord, open up my servant's eyes. And he was talking about his spiritual eyes. You see, and that's what God wants. He wants his people with wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. He doesn't want us ignorant. Okay? So when he showed me these things, it was like, wow, I've been around these types of temples and these places and when I was younger and in my past, before I actually started serving God. I didn't know better. Families go on outings and family members and schools, etc., and they'll invite you, or school trips, invite you to go to places. They'll say, oh, this is historic. No big deal. Nothing hurt here. But then what happens? Well, the next thing you know, what you're dealing with is when I was down into the pit there of the hell, and what I was seeing with the angel was the things I'm saying to you today. I seen the true workings of these demonic spirits and the principalities working with Satan himself. And I promise you, I promise you, I promise you, I'm not trying to make this out of a Halloween type of film, but listen to me, please, if you ever heard me. Every time you put a Halloween mask on, a Halloween costume of some type over yourself or over a child, you just literally made covenant with hell and cursed yourself. Because I can stand down into those places I'm just telling you about that I've been into, and I could watch this, and these spirits were laughing to the top of their lungs. They said, "Look at this. They're going to have me on top of a little child today, a little 3-year-old or a little 5-year-old, and I get to run around and do whatever I want, and I get to curse. After this, once to take the Halloween mask and all that stuff off, now I get to run somewhere free in that home, because now I have a legal right to stay in your home," those demons would say, "because this family made a covenant. And by doing that, you made a covenant with hell, their idols, their altars, their sacrifices. You just opened up hell's all you did." Okay? You have no idea, folks, what it looked like down there. I'm telling you, it was horrific to see these demons riding these people's backs and riding them from those temples and all those places all the way home. This is why you have so much divorce, so many problems, and etc. When you walk into a tavern, it's a temple, the temple of the devil. Okay? And when you pick up a drink, it's a drink called spirits. Okay? Spirits is alcohol, but it's the spirit of alcohol. And what did you do? You took and made covenant with it. And you took this into your physical body. And you give it legal right to take over your mind, your emotions, and your will. Now, how is that, Brother Auty? Well, I'll tell you how it is. It's because you tell me, how many weekends do you see in these big cities where you see drunk drivers or domestic violence, and these people were under the what? Influence of alcohol or drugs. They gave those demons, those spirits, the legal right to do what they want by taking it into their system. The pharmakia spirit, it's the biggest one. He had one of the biggest thrones down in hell when I was down there. He had one of the biggest thrones I had seen, and believe me, there was huge amounts of addicts that had died of overdose that was around his throne. And the whole time I was there, they were sticking needles in their arms, and some of them had pill bottles, and they were trying to get high in hell, and they couldn't. And instead, they had poison, and they were killing themselves. It was like a suicide, like the overdose that they had did up on the earth. And then they would die, and then they would come back. And seeing this just kept on becoming a repetitive death, you see. And that's just exactly how they work. They don't, trust me, they don't have pity upon no one, and nor will they have pity upon no one. Well, thank you everyone for watching this video. Thank you for continuously supporting us. And if you haven't subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe if you're wanting to get more of these videos, because I will be putting more of these up, and you might want to catch these, me including some of the prophetic words that will be coming out concerning world events and etc. Okay, so we love each and every one of you, and this is Brother Auty Howard with Fire in the Spirit Prophetic Ministries, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye bye.